On this edition of the Left Bench TV, a new treat arrives in College Park.
The latest on the investigation that could change things for the football team.
Everything going on from the most dominant team at Maryland. The Left Bench TV starts now.
Team remains undefeated and the football program starts off conference play on a high note. Welcome to the Left Bench TV. I'm Danielle Stein.
And I'm Noah Gross. Football team, they looked great for the first 2 weeks of the season, taking down a ranked Texas team and then dominating Bowling Green on the road. Excitement was in the air, but the Terps, they just looked pitiful in week 3 as they were trounced by 0-2 Temple. Big Ten play, though, was right around the corner, and Maryland, they were able to get back on track this week, handily beating Minnesota 42-13. And it's one change to the team this year that our football reporter Jack Schemmel believes is the reason the offense was able to get back on track against the Golden Gophers.
Interim Maryland head coach Matt Canada's offense is unmistakable because, well, there's all this running around before the play. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. But Saturday against Minnesota, all that pre-snap motion sure was effective.
However we, get a flow, get a rhythm, however that's working for us that day, I think, all of us just want to win.
Whether that is 2, 3, 4, or even 5 plays in a row with the same pre-snap motion.
We try to call the ones that work. That's our goal.
4 rushing touchdowns. 3 on a handoff to the running back with dancing around in the backfield before the snap. And 1 on a jet sweep.
We had 51 plays. We had 52 plays last week and 51. We're like on a new track record around here for no plays. But this week, at least, because we were scoring, right? So that was positive.
Anything to get the ball into the playmaker's hands, or at least make it look like it.
We got a lot of great backs. It's not a problem. It's a situation.
And those backs can't have success, whether that be setting up behind the QB, behind the tight end, or out wide, without the big boys up front.
The offensive line is a great strength for our team. I think we're very deep at the offensive line position, and we have a lot of people that can play.
The offensive line will put that strength to the test after the Terps bye weekend this weekend, as they take on one of the best defenses in the country, Michigan, in Ann Arbor, on October 6th. For the Left Bench TV, I'm Jack Schemmel.
Maryland kind of firing on all cylinders on the field, but off the field, there's some serious controversy going on.
Yeah, the first of the 2 investigations surrounding the team and the death of Jordan McNair wrapped up last week, and the University Systems of Maryland revealed the findings on Friday. Dr. Rod Walters provided the most complete timeline of that May 29th workout. The workout began at 4:15 as the players ran 10 110-yard sprints. Jordan McNair was about to complete 7 of the required 10 before becoming exhausted, but at 4:53 he reported cramping. He remained on the field for another 34 minutes until he was taken from the field. For the next 23 minutes, McNair was treated in the athletics training room until he reached a change in his mental status. At 5:50, Jordan McNair started yelling at trainers, and the staff ended up calling 911 at 5:55. Soon after, he had a seizure more than an hour after showing symptoms of heat stroke. University of Maryland Board of Regents just wrapped up their meeting here at Towson University, where they discussed the findings of the Walter investigation surrounding the death of Jordan McNair. For the Left Bench TV, I'm Danielle Stein here with football beat reporter Danielle Oyefusi. So Danielle, what did we learn today from the meeting?
I wouldn't say we really learned anything. It was more a confirmation of previous reports and leaks, and just knowing that the training staff really was too little too late when it came to diagnosing the symptoms of heat stroke at that May 29 workout with Jordan McNair.
In review of the University of Maryland policies, the Emergency Action Plan policy meets guidelines. The exertional heat illness procedures meet standards, but there were concerns outlined in the report.
And one action that the athletic staff could have taken to help a victim of heat stroke is cold water immersion. Tell us about what we learned about this today.
Yeah, originally it was perceived that the training staff just completely overlooked this precaution that's taken to prevent heat stroke, but Dr. Rod Walters did say that they had fears given that Jordan was a lot larger than them, and they feared for his safety in drowning in his current state.
And so I think at that point, there were definitely efforts to cool. My point was I think if we'd done cold water immersion, it would have been more effective. But we did try to cool. And the reason why they didn't do cold water immersion because he's a large person, and the staff is not as big as he was. And there was concern for his condition to put him in a large cold whirlpool. And that was what was explained.
And in this investigation, they didn't mention much about DJ Durkin, who's placed under administrative leave.
Yeah, at this point, it seems like we're going to find more about DJ Durkin at the end of the second investigation.
The university released a commitment to student athletes, which was sent out to the entire student body, detailing 27 changes to athletic programs. Some of these include the implementation of a new Gatorade hydration platform, which allows athletes to see how much fluid they've lost during a practice and how much they need to drink to get back to a healthy level. Other changes include increased medical training staff at practices and games, increased number and length of recovery breaks, and a new online portal that allows student athletes to voice concerns they may be having. And as the team waits for findings from the second investigation with no end date at this point, they're hoping to take the momentum from this past game into their bye week and then beyond that to their game against Michigan.
Well, speaking of momentum, Danielle, I think no team on Maryland's campus right now has more of it than the field hockey program, who's just been absolutely dominant.
It's true. They've been unbelievably consistent, and they now rank number 3 in the country.
Number 2 in the RPI poll, too, so they've been unbelievable this year. They had a tough week this past week, some really tough matchups, 3 of those against ranked teams. Let's check out the last one of those.
Terps getting ready for a rematch of last year's national semifinal. They get things going early off the penalty corner. Linnea Gonzalez fires one home, but Michigan is a top 10 team that won't go down easy, finding an equalizer before halftime. The undefeated Terps are able to stand tall, though. Lockdown defense here, and another goal for Linnea Gonzalez, 40th of her career. Maryland get a big home win, 2-1. And another sweet victory for the field hockey team. Head coach Missy Mahard was honored by the UM Dairy with her very own ice cream flavor. Terpresso is a double-strength coffee base with crushed Oreos and a caramel swirl. Now that is a winning combo.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get my hands on one of those pretty soon.
Coffee is my favorite flavor of ice cream, so I'm definitely gonna be heading over there soon, but I wanna stick to sports here. We're talking about the field hockey program. They've been just unbelievable so far in 2018, but the men's soccer team not really been able to find their stride.
That's right, and they're usually a team that is very consistent, but they have had some highs this year against a team like Northwestern. In a come-from-behind effort, freshman William James Hervé knocked in 2 goals for the Terps, securing the 2-1 win over the Wildcats. Hervé was the first freshman to score twice in a match for Maryland since 2015, an accomplishment that also landed him the title of Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week. After this, the Terps struggled to maintain this winning momentum, including Friday's double overtime loss to Wisconsin. Terps returned to College Park to take on the Badgers, celebrating the 3rd annual LGBTQ Pride Night. Early on in the first half, ball is put in play and hovers around the Wisconsin net, eventually getting in to Paul Binn's foot, who sends it to the corner, putting the Terps up 1-0. From here, the Terps continued to dominate in the first half, holding on to most of the possession. Another attempt from Binn from range, but misses it wide. Maryland outshot Wisconsin 12-7, but Binn's goal would be the only goal for the Terps. Then on a breakaway with less than a minute left in regulation, Badgers cross it in front of St. Clair, and Michael Russell taps it in, sending the game to overtime. A foul on the Terps allowed the Badgers to set up a free kick in the final minute of OT. Badgers launch the ball to the net, and St. Clair jumping for the save, but can't finish it out. Wisconsin wins 2-1.
Women's soccer team has been struggling to close the deal recently, picking up 2 crushing overtime losses against Big Ten opponents. Our TLB TV reporter Connor Sine was there as the Terps fell to Rutgers on Sunday.
The Terps started out physical with a shove by sophomore midfielder Hope Lewandowski and a trip by senior forward Katie Badham. In the 79th minute, across from Rutgers, Amira Ali set up a goal by number 31 Nneka Moname to put the Scarlet Knights up 1-0. Maryland's Anissa Mose boldly countered in the 87th minute with an outside foot cannon from deep outside the box to send the game into overtime. Sadly, the Terps couldn't last more than 56 seconds in OT when Amira Ali turned and scored off a pass by Keaney Wright. Mose and Coach Ray Leone spoke after the game about team performance and motivation.
I think we did pretty good. They're definitely strong on the ball, and they were also very tall, so we had to make sure we kept our feet. We weren't diving and letting them beat us one way so easily, but I think we did a pretty good job.
Well, we just were late. Just defensively, we weren't committing to close the obvious next pass, and we just got a little bit closer, and then they weren't getting out of their end for a little bit. But they weathered it as an experienced team. They weathered it and got the goal. We needed to score while we were kind of had the momentum.
I'm here with left bench women's soccer beat writer James Mahoney. James, we've seen 2 consecutive games with 2 losses in 3 combined minutes of overtime over the past 2 games. How do you see them responding over the next couple of games to the overtime losses that we've seen?
Well, it's tough. It's certainly tough to force your team into overtime like they have the past 2 games, scoring goals against tough opponents. But I think there's a lot of positives for Maryland to take from today's game and even last week's game against Nebraska. They defended really well, and they were able to create opportunities up and down. There was a lot of good performances from players today. I think the back four as a whole played great. So I think keeping things like that in the back of their mind is something that will drive them moving forward as they head on to the road trip that they have ahead.
The volleyball team had 2 conference matchups this past weekend before they fell Saturday to the 7th-ranked Minnesota Golden Gophers. It was a different story against their other Big Ten foe. They got things started Wednesday night at the Pavilion against Rutgers, and we began with who else but Erica Pritchard. Huge kill for her early, and she isn't done. Another one of her 13 for the match. Hey fans, you guys having fun yet? Think I heard a yes there. Later on, Liz Twilley's attack blocked, but it goes out, point Maryland. So plenty of kills, but how about some aces? Katie Myers, 1 of 3 on the night here. Final set now. Twilley has 12, yes, 12 kills on the night. One of her best here, and a block by Nicole Alford for good measure. Terps sweep the Scarlet Knights.
Women's golf teams wrapped up tournaments in South Carolina just before Hurricane Florence made landfall. The men finished 3rd out of 14 teams, led by junior Peter Nade with his score of 143. That was good for 1 under par. He finished the tournament tied for 3rd individually and was also named Big Ten Golfer of the Week. And for the women, not quite as much success. They advanced to the 2nd round and ended with a team score of 590.
Up next is our Terp in the Pros. This former Maryland star had quite the summer. Jake Layman shined during the NBA Summer League with the Trailblazers. Over 7 games, he averaged 13.4 points and 4.4 rebounds on 57% shooting, which could earn him some minutes in the last year of his rookie deal. And more good news for Layman this summer, getting engaged to his girlfriend Jasmine. Huge congrats to them.
Good stuff there from Layman, but now time for some awards. Anthony McFarland's performance in Saturday's game against Minnesota landed him as the Terp of the Week. The running back had 2 explosive touchdowns in the Big Ten opener, including this massive 64-yard run. These were the first of his college career after redshirting last season while he recovered from an injury. And now time for our top 5 plays of the week. And who else would we start at number 5 with than our Terp of the Week, Anthony McFarland? His 2 long touchdown runs land him at number 5 on this list. He was also named Big Ten Co-Freshman of the Week for his performance against the Golden Gophers.
Over to the courts of the Pavilion for number 4. Katie Myers ends her night against Rutgers with 3 huge aces. Check out one of those right here. Some good stuff down there too with the new coach as well.
Yeah, now we'll go to number 3 and the best atmosphere in college soccer. Well, he had the 2nd most shots on the team this year, but no career goals. Until Friday, Paul Bin knocks this one in to give Maryland the early lead.
And coming in at number 2, Linnea Gonzalez, 2 goals over ranked Michigan, snagging her 40th career score. She has been on fire for the undefeated Terps this season.
And our top play of the week, this is just unbelievable. Any question who the quarterback is now, Kasim Hill actually being tackled, drops a dime, No, not a dime. That's $1. DJ Turner won't go down. Takes it to the house for our top play of the week.
Well, watching the Terps win at Capital One Field is not the only way to enjoy yourself at the stadium. You can now try some new eats in the food stands, and our Rachel Hersheimer got a taste.
Here at Capital One Field at Maryland Stadium, where the Terps and Temple are about to take the field. But just before we can get this show on the road, I went in the kitchen where the Terps are stepping up their game. Going back to the kitchen, we're gonna make some chicken and waffles. We're gonna be making some what?
Chicken and waffles.
I've never had chicken and waffles together. I know it's a popular dish, but I'm gonna try it. All right, interesting combo with the chicken and the syrup. Hopefully you can come back and try the Section 14. You should definitely check it out.
The key to chicken and waffles is you have to eat them together to really get the sweet and the savory combo. So let's try it out now.
Danielle has been looking forward to this for so long. This is her idea. Is it good?
It's amazing.
I'm just going all out here.
You get the best of both worlds. It's dessert, it's a dinner all in one. And that's all we have for this edition of the Left Bench TV. I'm Danielle Stein.
And I'm Noah Gross, still with food in my mouth here. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out all of our coverage on Facebook and Twitter at The Left Bench. We'll see you next time. Some more of this.